Joining me right now is the author of that book, Laptop from Hell, Hunter Biden, Big Tech, and the Dirty Secrets the President Tried to Hide. Miranda Devine is here. She is a New York Post columnist, a Fox News contributor, and the author of the book. Congratulations, Miranda. Great book. We're happy to have you this morning.
Thanks so much, Maria. Great to be here.
Tell me more about what you learned. What are the most striking parts of this book that the American people need to understand about the conflict of interest that Hunter Biden represents?
Well, this is really a book about Joe Biden, and Hunter Biden's laptop shows us through 9 years and most of Joe Biden's vice presidency how involved and implicated he is in the family's international influence peddling scheme. And this was an operation that Joe Biden has been doing since his early days in Delaware as a senator with his donors there, but he internationalized it when he was vice president. And he told us during the campaign that he knew nothing about Hunter Biden's overseas business dealings. And we know that that is a lie because there is so much evidence on the laptop of multiple meetings that Joe Biden held with Hunter Biden's overseas business partners from Mexico, from Ukraine, from China, from Kazakhstan, from Russia. And he met them in Washington, D.C. at Cafe Milano in a private room. He met them at his own house, the vice presidential residence at the Naval Observatory. He met them in Beijing. He also met Tony Bobulinski, who's been very outspoken about Joe Biden's involvement in this business. He met him twice in California. So there is just no way that Joe Biden, at the very least, knew everything about what Hunter Biden was up to and was allowing himself to be used as an instrument of influence. But on top of that, we also know that Joe Biden personally benefited. We have evidence that Hunter Biden was paying at least some of his household bills. And we also know that he had earmarked for him what you just mentioned, 10% for the big guy. Tony Bobulinski, Hunter Biden's former partner, has come out and said that that was Joe Biden. And also throughout the laptop are references to Joe Biden as the big guy. People call him that. And also Tony Bobulinski's WhatsApp messages, which I've also gone through, same thing.
Miranda, I mean, we also have evidence, and you referenced this in the book as well, that for a time they were sharing a bank account. So if they are sharing a bank account and Hunter Biden is bringing all of this money in from international sources, Chinese officials, because we know that if you're dealing with a company in China, it is likely overseen by the Chinese Communist Party. Obviously, if they're sharing a bank account, then he's paying the bills. Tell me about that. We want to connect the dots here as to why it is that Joe Biden refuses to bring up any hard subjects with Xi Jinping. Is this the reason that he has yet to raise the issue of the origins of COVID-19, for example? 600,000 Americans are dead. Fentanyl is coming over the border, and it is made in China. It has killed 100,000 American citizens over the last year. Why isn't Joe Biden bringing up these issues to Xi Jinping, since he's spoken with him at least 4 times this year?
Look, the only reason that I can think of is that he's compromised, and the evidence on the laptop is that he is compromised. And you have to remember that the business deal that Hunter Biden and Jim Biden, Joe's brother, and their partners were cooking up with China, with this Chinese energy company, CEFC, it's not just an energy company. It is the capitalist arm of President Xi's Belt and Road Initiative. This was as high as you can get in the Chinese government, in the CCP. And the chairman, who was Hunter's partner, who Hunter used to hobnob with at his penthouse in Manhattan, who he regarded as his close friend, who made the lucrative deal with him personally and employed him as his $1 million retainer lawyer. This Chairman Yi, who's now disappeared in China, he was sponsored by President Xi. And CEFC was doing this momentous deal between Rosneft, which was the Russian state-owned oil company, and the CCP. And the only reason that that deal, which would have been an enormous payday for the Bidens, didn't go through was because the Trump administration came in and disrupted the whole thing and ended up, one of Hunter's partners was arrested at JFK and Chairman Yi disappeared in China because the heat got too much and the Rosneft deal fell over. We're talking about Hunter Biden being right in the centre of these enormous geopolitical movements, which all were negative for America's national interest.
Miranda, do we know how much money Hunter Biden has made on China and on these relationships? A source told me that he had Secret Service following him around everywhere. I mean, obviously, he's the vice president's son, so he's got Secret Service following him around everywhere he goes. He's traveling the world. But he specifically told the Secret Service, don't follow me around when I'm in China. So a lot of this stuff, we really don't know how much money he was getting. Do you have a number on that?
It was in the tens of millions of dollars that's visible. And a lot of that is specified in the Johnson-Grassley Senate inquiry because they have the Treasury suspicious activity reports. So we know that there's tens of millions of dollars that have gone into bank accounts associated with him. But he also owns 10% of BHR. And the investments in that Chinese firm have for instance, Face++, the facial recognition firm that's implicated in abuse of the Uyghurs, that investment of BHR doubled. So when that is harvested, he'll make a lot of money from that too.
Well, great reporting, Miranda. A fantastic book. Unbelievable that so few of us are looking at this issue. You don't hear a peep about this massive conflict of interest from much of the media. So, Miranda, good luck on the book. Thanks very much. Miranda Devine joining us this morning.
Thanks, Marie.
The book is on bookshelves now. It is called Laptop from Hell. Pick it up. Coming up.